Welcome to the show. Here, we will gain the perspectives of people who could potentially show us the path of becoming who we want to be and living the life we want to live, all through personal growth. So sit back and relax. This is Joey's Perspectives. Welcome to the first broadcast of Joey's Perspectives.
Here we are. Yes, sir.
I'm pretty excited to get it off and running, especially all the time, just getting the basic equipment, trying to get it to work.
Bro, change your voice. Why are you talking like that?
All right, so
make it normal.
I'm trying to get that podcast voice, attract more viewers with the lower, more confident voice.
It doesn't work, dude. What works is the high pitch one that you have.
All right. This is my normal voice. I'm just gonna be talking normally.
Doesn't even sound high pitch. It's all in your head, dude. I promise you.
And honestly, maybe you're right. That is an insecurity of mine, and that's one of the focuses of this podcast is gonna be self-love. Removing those insecurities, personal growth, and just learning how to be a better person every day.
So define, like, when you're talking about like personal development. Define that. Is there like a specific topic you want to get dig into, or just like more of a general idea?
It's kind of gonna be a general idea of Joey's perspectives, like my perspectives on, perspectives, not only my perspective, but the perspectives of all the people who fed into me to make me who I am today, and the people that I involve in my life that can make me the person that I want to be. So honestly, that's kind of what I want to do. Introduce, because it's like everyone says, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. It's about who you can connect yourself with. Power of association.
Amen.
Associate yourself with the right people to
Yes.
really become. Because what do they say? Like, show me your 5 friends, and your income is the average of those 5 friends. So honestly, it's just kind of grow. And this is why I'm including you as well. Have everyone in my friend group, and add more in my friend group that can help me grow to be the person that I want to be.
Yep. Yeah. And I think there was this, like, I think it was a cool quote. I forgot where I read it, but it went something like, tell me something about your connections and I'll tell you what your net worth will be, or something like that. And I think that's also pretty cool and important to make those connections. But finally we got the podcast going and we're going to get something rolling now. So, dude, I'm pumped for that.
Yep. I just want to tell everyone who wants to start a podcast, just do it. I have zero experience whatsoever. It's just kind of about just getting on your feet and actually doing it. I was just looking up a lot of videos and just kind of how to get started. Just do it and, be original. Just be you. Don't.
Yeah, and that's honestly what it comes down to. It's like, just who cares? If you're talking about it, just do it and go ahead. Just make it happen. I feel like that's what it comes down to. And if it makes you happy, then that's really what it matters, right?
Yeah, honestly, and that's really what I want to accomplish with this. Like, I'm not worried about making this a cash flow. It would be nice. And
maybe in the future.
It'd be a good thing to learn. That way, I could teach others and maybe be that person that can,
like a mentor.
Yeah, that can influence someone in doing the podcast and being successful. Because I'm all about learning. I didn't go to college at all. Well, I tried that. We'll get into that probably in later episodes. But I am 100% for education, and I like learning hands-on. So here we go, learning hands-on.
Yeah, for real. As we're speaking right now, this is how we're learning. That's funny, but yeah, I agree. Drop out.
I did drop out. But honestly, I am for education and just going, learning, and trying to be a better person every day. I just want to make sure I can always continue growing and I can get connected with the right people to continue that growing. One of my favorite people to listen to, or to read their books, is John C. Maxwell. You're going to hear me talking a lot about John C. Maxwell on this podcast because, honestly, #1 leadership teacher in the world. Best teachings ever. And one of the things that really impacted me, I went to a conference of his back in April, and he was talking about growth and the growth of a leader, and he was talking about his personal growth on he's so much better of a leader he is right now than he was 5 years ago. He would joke and talk about like 5 years ago how he would look like, wow, like that was me. I was that bad, like because of all the growth that he went through. And he told everyone there at that conference, he's like, the day you stop growing is the day you die. So the point of this podcast is to help bring my growth into one point of view. And honestly, maybe I can inspire people, but this is more for my personal growth so I can be held accountable by whatever viewers I have and I can progress.
Dude, I agree. I've heard about this guy, Max. You said Max Sewell?
John C. Maxwell.
John C. Maxwell. Sorry. I've heard about him a lot and, about his books. And honestly, I mean, what does he do? What does he do for a living or what?
Right now, he's just a leadership teacher. He started off as a pastor, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure, but he just writes a lot of leadership books. I believe Microsoft has brought him in multiple times, and I mean dropping like $500,000.
So this guy's the big deal. This guy is like super cool.
He just got an award. I should have done my information. I'll probably just add a voiceover with the information of John C. Maxwell, or we'll have a whole segment. And I mean, we're gonna talk about John C. Maxwell a lot because honestly, the inspiration that he's given me. But he just got an award from the U.S. government, or an official award for his leadership teachings. I mean, governments bring him on for weeks or month at a time
to learn from him.
Yeah, to set up their government, because he is literally the #1 leadership teacher.
Like
in
that?
The world.
Are you exaggerating a little bit? This is like for real?
No, for real. This is honestly everything I know about John C. Maxwell. I don't know everything there needs to know, but I've listened to several audios and several books, and I've gone to a couple conferences with him, and honestly, he's a big deal. He's actually doing he's doing this project in Guatemala where I think he's building schools. Oh, and by the way, for all the viewers, I am from Guatemala. Well, I'm not from Guatemala, but my family is from Guatemala, so that's kind of a big deal to me.
Mm-hmm. And I'm from Peru, all of you guys. I just had to throw that out there,
Yeah, we're interracial, but there's times. Well, I'm half and half. I'm half Guatemalan and half American.
Me too. I'm half brown and half black from my waist down. Just kidding. Censored.
But honestly, this is just something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
I guess going back to, just really getting out there to start the podcast is just do it. The one thing that I've studied and learned to from just like videos and different podcasters that I've heard of or actually know was, just make sure you get good audio, which, I mean, it wasn't expensive to get the audio so far. It was, just a couple mics. I mean, it was like maybe $130. The laptop did kill me.
That was the biggest investment. The Mac,
I told myself $600 and and boom, brand new
out the
MacBook.
window.
But honestly, it was a good investment, and it's something that I will be using. So it was outside the budget that I wanted to, but obviously I didn't overstretch myself in any way to do that. Another thing that I do want to bring to the podcast is, money management, time management, and not like overstretching yourself. I don't want to set anyone up for failure. I want to make sure everyone can be successful in whatever you want to do. And honestly, you can, just as long as you got the right people to sow into you and the right materials. And I mean, you can accomplish anything you want to with time and dedication.
Amen. Dang, that sounded so just perfect. It's just what people need to hear now, right, Joseph?
Honestly, inspiration, like,
it's what the world needs.
Yeah. If it weren't for like the people who've sewed into me, I remember I don't feel like I started growing personally until by the way, I have served an LDS mission. If you guys don't know what that is, it's just where you go 2 years for to just preach, the gospel, give people hope. And that was the first turnaround point in my life. I guess I started out going for my family, but honestly, the the changes it's done to my life, and the perspective on life that it's given me, especially living in a third world country. I went to Nicaragua, and yeah, it was just a good perspective. That's definitely one of the perspectives that I want to dive into on this podcast. But after that, it just kind of I was kind of lost after that, kind of lost purpose. Didn't know what I want to do. But then in like a couple years ago, that's when I really started kind of knowing what I want to do. Look for different revenues of income to add, and I don't know, just start looking or thinking 5-10 years ahead instead of just kind of to the next paycheck what I'm gonna do. Another turning point was when you invited me to do summer sales.
Yeah.
Kind of opened up the big picture on how to earn an income based off of your work rather than based off of the time,
like
trading
9
time
to
for
5, Yeah, screw that. Honestly, I personally, I would hate. I mean, to each their own, right? To me personally, I wouldn't like to be, stuck in a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. But this is all about what you like and what you want to accomplish in life. So right on, dude. I honestly like that's one of the reasons. I personally like being in charge of my time.
Yeah, honestly, sales has given me like way better people skills. I did it 2 summers, just summer sales, door to door. It really makes you not hard headed. I don't want to. Oh, and build your composure. Honestly, that's like probably like the best thing, to just know how to understand people and know how to not take negative comments or anything. To be hard, like having hard outer shell, so you can just do you. I mean, you're making the income and you gotta put the work in, and maybe other people don't agree with that, but that doesn't matter as long as you're doing what you feel is necessary
and best for you. Yeah.
So we're kind of jumping back and forth, and this is just going to be like the first podcast. Hopefully I can get a little bit more organized. I just kind of want to get out my first audios and just get my name out there just a little bit, and just kind of get my own system of the audios. That way I can go ahead and, once I get my own groove and my own way to do my podcasts, just get more of a flow. Things that I kind of want to add into. Oh, book of the month. That's like one of like the big ideas that I kind of wanted to jump in and do, because honestly, I hate reading.
Me too.
In high school.
At least I used to. Yeah, I used to hate reading so much. Like reading, no way. I'm not reading anything. But yeah, that was before.
Yeah, in high school, it was common knowledge to answer any of the questions when you had a reading assignment or any of that. I think in my ACT scores, like my reading was the worst because I just hated reading. But just from like the association that I've had, I was just taught, readers are leaders, and reading is a good way for personal growth. So this past year or two, I've had the goal of reading one book a month, which I've been on and off on. Kind of not necessarily continuous, but I definitely read a lot more, and hopefully with this podcast I could be held more accountable with you guys, and I can go ahead and do that and maintain the one book a month. And I'm not talking about like fun reading, but like reading with a purpose, reading with like like the thoughts of personal growth. And like this is like with authors like John C. Maxwell, like I talked about before, Robert Kiyosaki, just a lot of, personal
We're going to
get
deep. We're going to get deep into the business idea and self growth. So honestly, dude, this is cool. This is what's going to happen is you guys are going to listen to all of these good things that you guys are going to just want to come back every time, because there's just going to be good stuff coming out every time. So honestly, you guys are not going to want to miss out at all.
Yep, and when I launch this podcast, there's going to be, I'm going to have multiple audios for you guys to just browse, just so, I mean, if you don't like this audio and it's just kind of like an introduction, I mean, no worries. This is just kind of like starting, like I said.
This is just a warm-up, let's say that, because it's just going to get better from now. Let's just multiply this scale. Let's say from a 1 to 10, this is like a 9, right? Next one is gonna be even better, if you know what I mean. I don't know where I was trying to go with that, but you get the idea.
Yeah, honestly, I just want to be, like I said, personal growth is going to be like the main concept, and it's just about being better. If this podcast, if my next podcast is, just as good as this podcast, honestly, I didn't do any growing, and that would be pretty upsetting for me. And of course, you're gonna have your downfalls, but as long as you have a progressive growth, honestly, that's what's gonna be the best, and that's how you're gonna to grow and learn. And I mean, we're not experienced in podcasts at all,
At all.
like not even a little bit. But it's just kind of getting out there and doing what you can. And well, one of the reasons was I remember someone asked me about a year ago. They asked me, "Do you want to be famous?" And I was thinking about it. It's like, I don't know if I want to be famous, because I don't know, like, and I know like Hollywood paints out famous people to be worse than they really are. Because honestly, I mean, like people who like artists and all them, you got to be really dedicated
Yeah.
to be an artist. I mean, you got to be hardworking, and you make that money. But if I want to be famous, I would want to be someone famous like John C. Maxwell or Robert Kiyosaki or like Dan Carnegie, famous to where like I'm famous to the people who want to be better, make a difference to people who want to make a difference.
Honestly, I think I know where you were going to with the analogy of being famous. I don't know if I like to be famous either, but I would like to be known for that. I mean, at least for someone that liked helping others become better, right? I want to be known for that person. I mean, that's what I try to do. If it doesn't seem like it, for all of you that know me, then I'm sorry, but I do try to always lift the ones around me up, and that's honestly what I want to be known for too. Just like Joey was saying, just trying to have that self growth and share with others too. I think it's pretty cool to do that in a world that we live in today. At least now it's getting worse, and always people trying to take people their friends down or others down. I'm not with it. I want to help others. I want to lift them up.
Well, it's how you treat other people and how you interact with them, and honestly, not being interesting but being interested. And I just want to just throw out there,
Dang, that was pretty cool. I've never heard of that. Not being interesting, but being interested.
And I don't want to take that. I definitely learned that from a lot of the people that have influenced me, that a lot of the quotes or things I say, I don't want to take credit for that. I am from the people that I surround myself with. So I'll use a lot of things from there. I mean, there'll be quotes here and there that obviously I came up with, or like, mottos that I go by. But a lot of the stuff I'm not like plagiarizing or anything. I'm literally the product of people that I surround myself with. So I can be, as good as them and even better in some ways. So, but the point is continuously growing. And, that's like the biggest thing for me. Like my friend group, it's about like lifting myself up. I try to eliminate people who don't lift me up, and that's why I got Dan right here, and he's just gonna. He's part of the people that I let around me, because he helps lift me up, helps me think outside the box and get out of my comfort zone, which is where dreams go to die.
Yeah, 100%. That comfort zone will get you. Got to get out of there at all costs for sure.
And we're definitely going to be talking about the comfort zone a lot, because one of the number one ways to progress is to get out of your comfort zone. The bigger the comfort zone, the bigger person that you are, because as soon as you get out of your comfort zone, it grows, and that's your new comfort zone. And then you get out of your comfort zone again. So I guess another word for growth is just growing that comfort zone to where, and you're never going to be comfortable with everything. So it's just looking through for new avenues to get uncomfortable and to just become a better person. And I don't want to, I can't stress enough to like, I don't think I'm all that in a bag of chips or a big deal. And Dan, I don't know how you feel about this either, but
no, we're not.
we're just like anybody else. And, we've had amazing opportunities and have been blessed for these opportunities to be where we are and to, know what we know and be connected with the people that we know. I don't want to use a whole episode to get to know us. So just kind of get to know us through the episodes. Actually, Dan, your podcast, or not your podcast, but your vlog. How's that going?
It's coming out good. I just have 2 right now. I want to have 6, and then I'll start sharing it with my friends and people on social media. But yeah, it's gonna be good. You'll hear more about it later on, and it'll be cool.
Sweet, man. One of the reasons I really pushed to actually get this podcast out is a couple of friends of mine just opened their vlogs. There's Dan. What was your vlog called?
Daniel, just my name, Daniel Randybar, my first and last name.
Daniel Randybar.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'll have that link in the subscription with Daniel, and I'll bring in my other friend with a vlog as well. We'll talk about it, and yeah, this is just kind of a way that I can support my friends, and then they can support me, and that we can grow. So you can go ahead and look at the blog and just see how we are. Totally normal, nothing special about us, but just just us trying to figure out what we're trying to do and be successful. Oh, and success, just one thing I just wanted to point out, success isn't a destination. A lot of people paint it out to be, a lot of people see success as a destination, as you made it. But if you made it, you're dead. You're dead if you think you made it. But success is just,
it's a constant
yeah,
thing.
it's just success is continuing to be a better person every day. I feel like that's success. And you can grow in any aspect. Spiritually, physically, all of the above.
So I know we've talked a lot. So let's say in a few words, what would be the few things you want to focus on for the podcast, just so that people, so that everyone out here knows?
So the main things I want to touch on, it's kind of in the name, Joey's Perspectives, is, this perspectives that I've gained in my life, and the perspectives that all these people that I've connected myself with have given me. Also just kind of personal growth, just being a better person every day, being a better version of you. Also, some business aspects, little ways that you can learn to, earn
business
money.
Insiders,
yeah,
I guess you
insights.
can say. Yeah.
And honestly, I don't want to for right now, I don't want to dive into any actual investments or revenues that I have, but just kind of keep it general right now, because I believe in doing business.
Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind for any possibility.
I'll keep an open mind definitely for that. But as of right now, just kind of general things that can do good. And growing yourself. Opening options, thinking differently. Because we're in the 21st century. This is 9 to 5 earning.
It's getting old.
$10+ a month. You just can't do it. You gotta grow with the economy, or grow with
no one would really make it.
Yeah, honestly, so many people struggle nowadays because they keep sticking to, just the normal 9 to 5, and hopefully, you'll make it at the end. When honestly, to have a comfortable style of life, your normal 9 to 5 usually just isn't gonna cut it.
Yeah.
Trading time for dollars isn't that. And wealth.
For some people it works out great. For some others it may not work. It just, like you said, it just depends on their goals in life, right? Which is what this is all about.
Yeah, true. It's about that's another thing. Personal growth, but growing your goals. A lot of people don't realize how shortened or cut our goals have been by society, just by
we ourselves put these roadblocks for our growth that doesn't allow us to keep growing, because someone told us to not do this, or because society doesn't do it, and then we're under this idea that we can't go above this because we're technically, I guess, not supposed to, which is dumb.
Yeah, honestly, society limits us so much, and we're our own limits. I mean, when people say, you are your biggest limit, it's true. It's all in
It's
your
true.
head.
So true.
Honestly, I'm sure you guys have all heard. Your biggest critic is yourself, and it's so true. But that's so bad. Your biggest motivator should be yourself, not your biggest critic. Your biggest supporter should be yourself. And like I said, in personal growth and self love, that's another thing that I get into. Just learning how to talk to yourself, how to think, because just imagine like how many negative thoughts are going through our head, and really the effect that it's getting to us.
It's like getting it to your brain to rewire to think positive instead of just negative, and it takes a while to get that.
Yeah, 100%. And I do have a lot of books lined up from like the past year or so that I have read that can help you with your personal development and being a better you. But also I do want to read these books with you. So I'll throw one in there that I've already read that I would really like to recommend to you guys for personal growth. And then I'll also throw in some that I'll be reading with you guys at the same time. So like I said, because
coming in clutch.
Yeah, I'm not here to coach nobody. I'm not here to tell everyone this is how you need to do it. You could be as good as me. No, I'm here to grow myself and be held accountable by other people as well. Because
to grow together.
Yeah, honestly,
everybody. Yeah.
You are who you surround yourself with, your association, and if I can, build a good, network of people, of great people who can keep me accountable, and maybe that I can even inspire as well.
Then why the heck not?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, let's
and then
do it.
I can grow, you can grow, and everyone can just grow.
Everyone grows together, and you make connections. Who knows? Maybe 5 years on the road, we're all millionaires in our jets.
100%. Dream big. A lot of people, will knock that, like 100%. Like just out of listening to this podcast, a lot of people are going to be saying, "Oh my gosh, these guys, they just think they could just become millionaires from doing a podcast." And honestly, like I said, we have multiple revenues and things that we are doing to be financially secure, and this is definitely one of like the 21st century's ways to do that, but it's because they're so short-minded and they're so cut
and
by
keep
society.
in mind the revenue is not what he said. Revenue is not the biggest goal. Is to help. We're growing, but he just brought that up too.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of the people that I work with, they're so well off, but you would never know. The most humble people, they've decided to focus their life on building people. And that's how they got blessed, by building people and, relationships that strengthen them and, everyone. That way that they can, they can grow themselves. And honestly, like, it's not like 100% like the work, and I don't know if like, your beliefs or anything. I definitely believe in God, and I feel like if I put in the work to help grow other people and, grow good relationships and connections, that God will also bless me,
Yeah, there's a good saying that goes, what goes around comes around.
100%.
But I definitely believe that saying, that it's, what goes around comes around, whereas, if you do good, good comes to you. If you're doing bad, bad will come to you. It's just kind of one of those things. It's just, what goes around comes around. So just do good.
Yeah, and I believe in that 100%. I believe you could just, what goes around comes around. Put all the good that you can, get blessed from that back, and not like you're doing the good deeds or doing what you can just to get blessed, but honestly with a genuine mindset of bettering people. And once you get blessed, another thing that I like, was to whom much is given, much is required. And honestly, if I've been blessed so much with the people that I'm connected with right now, and all my friends and relationships that help grow me, why, there's a lot required of me to share that, or, there's different ways to share that, or, complete with that requirement to give back. But yeah, I just want to, I'm so grateful for everything that's happened to me. And I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone has their hardships, and we've definitely had our fair share of hardships.
Yeah, everyone goes through those.
But it's just, just pushing on and, hopefully, you know, touching someone else. I mean, even if it's like 2 or 3 people that we can inspire or, help, just feel good today or try to love themselves or anything, I mean, that's a success to me.
Yep.
All right, so we're just going to wrap it up right now. Thanks to Dan for taking the time and helping me grow my podcast, and I love his inputs. He's definitely going to be one of the regulars here.
So all of you get used to it.
And you'll definitely catch me on a lot of his vlogs as well.
You'll see him on the vlogs too. It's gonna be a fun ride.
For sure. We're here to grow, and we would love your suggestions as well as to what kind of content that you guys want to hear, what kind of perspectives you guys want to hear from, like different people that we're connected with that we could connect you with, so you guys can definitely do that growth as well. So we're signing out. Hit that like button and also subscribe. You will not regret it. Let's grow together.